You know, there's one thing that I get asked about way more than any other topic, and that is gout. And people want to know what is the biggest reason people get gout. They want to know what causes gout. And so in this short video, I'm going to answer that question. But I do want to warn you, it might not be what you think. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. Now, most people don't know this, but you have two genes, right? They come from your parents, one from each. And so, if you inherit even one of these uric acid overproducing genes, you are at high risk for gout. The medical term for this is called hyperuricemia. Now, the first thing you need to know is there's a lot of great research on this topic. In fact, I'm going to refer you to this webpage from the Mayo Clinic. It's called Symptoms and Causes of Gout. If you have high blood pressure, especially if it's being treated with diuretics, you are at an increased risk of developing gout. You can find it at this URL, https://www.mayoClinic.org/diseases-conditions/gout/symptoms-causes. SYC 203-72897. But here's the problem. Most people don't read past the first few lines, right? They just scan the page. Again, this could be genetic. It could also be caused by having kidney disease. So if you have a family history of kidney disease, you're also at high risk. And so I'm going to tell you what they would see if they actually read this very important information. Okay, first thing to know. One risk factor for developing gout is having a genetic variant that causes you to overproduce uric acid. Now, know, too, is you have a decreased ability to eliminate or excrete uric acid through your kidneys. This includes both fructose and glucose. Okay? So when I talk about fructose, I'm talking about high fructose corn syrup. I'm talking about fruit juice. I'm talking about sugar, and I'm also talking about starch. Okay, because your body breaks down all of those things into glucose and fructose. And so if you consume too much of those things, it's going to increase your risk of developing gout. No. 3 is something that most people don't realize. And that is, if you eat too many carbohydrates, your risk of getting gout goes up. The next risk factor is low levels of certain proteins, such as albumin. And this can occur with malnutrition, starvation, and also liver disease. The next one is having diabetes. Okay? It's another risk factor. And then we get to the one that really surprises most people, and that is having high blood pressure. And then we have other conditions, obesity, sleep apnea, and also a history of diabetes and/or a high uric acid kidney stone. Now, if you haven't seen my video on how to prevent gout, I put that video right here. Check it out.